Hello, and welcome to my nOVFF Reprise concert. In case you missed my concert at nOVFF, or you liked it so much you want to see it again. So, this first song will have spoilers for Murder on the Orient Express. But you've had 86 years to read it. He got on board at Stamboul that fateful winter's day, hoping for a peaceful journey and one without delay. So what a shock to waken from a night of little rest, to hear there'd been a murder on the Orient Express. A dozen shifty passengers and contradicting clues. It's tricky to determine just whom we should accuse. Before this journey's over, we'll get someone to confess that they committed murder on the Orient Express. A half-burnt piece of paper gives Poirot a vital name and brings him one step closer to concluding who's to blame. Poor Daisy's senseless killing and her family's distress were motive for the murder on the Orient Express. A dozen shifty passengers and contradicting clues. It's tricky to determine just whom we should accuse. Before this journey's over, we'll get someone to confess that they committed murder on the Orient Express. The suspects all have secrets and aren't all whom they claim. Mr. Hardman's a detective and the Countess changed her name. And Mary knows the Colonel. Oh, how are we to guess which one might be the killer on the Orient Express? A dozen shifty passengers and contradicting clues. It's tricky to determine just whom we should accuse. Before this journey's over, we'll get someone to confess that they committed murder on the Orient Express. Now one by one deductions have discounted every clue. The kimono's a red herring and the handkerchief is too. It seems a baffling mystery till the Belgian cries success. I've puzzled out the murder on the Orient Express. And here are the spoilers. A dozen clever passengers colluding as a team. An almost perfect murder till Poirot exposed their scheme. The way the killing happened was impossible unless they all committed murder on the Orient Express. So here's to Aggie Christie, one and only queen of crime, who's given us a classic that has stood the test of time. She set us at a puzzle like a fiendish game of chess, and dared us solve the murder on the Orient Express. Now, I had read some articles online about how medieval monks apparently really liked drawing pictures of knights fighting snails. And nobody's really sure why. Maybe the monastery garden just had a really bad snail infestation. And since I'm not recording this on Zoom, I can't swap backgrounds, but I'd like you to imagine behind me an illuminated manuscript illustration of a knight fiercely pointing his lance at a snail. And I sing this song for our valiant snail-fighting hordes. To battle we will go, to face a deadly foe. Our stalwart lads'll never flinch nor quail. Together we will fight, each yeoman and each knight, and grapple with the forces of the snails. Fight the snails, fight the snails, determined that our courage shall prevail. Unto the breach we go to defeat the mollusk foe, and do heroic battle with the snails. Despoilers of our plants may be aphids, mites, or ants, or moles, or voles, or hares with fluffy tails. But the scourge that is the worst is when gardeners are cursed with fighting an escargatoire of snails. Fight the snails, fight the snails, determined that our courage shall prevail. Unto the breach we go to defeat the mollusk foe and do heroic battle with the snails. Our foe is slow of speed, so to catch them all we need is to follow where they leave their slimy trails. When we face the gastropod, we will pray unto our God to grant us victory against the snails. Fight the snails, fight the snails, determined that our courage shall prevail. Unto the breach we go to defeat the mollusk foe and do heroic battle with the snails. We vow we shall not rest till we've beaten back this pest, no matter if we live to tell the tale. Until our final breath defend our gardens to the death against the depredations of the snails. Fight the snails, fight the snails, determined that our courage shall prevail. Unto the breach we go to defeat the mollusk foe and do heroic battle with the snails. Alright, I'm going to switch to the ukulele now. And I've got a song that is for the other songwriters, because I hope I'm not the only one who's had the experience of trying to write a song that's just not cooperating. Well, I'd like to finish this tune for this song that I'm trying to write. Well, I'd like to finish this tune, but I'm stuck and there's no end in sight. I thought I knew what the next phrase had to be, but somehow I've wandered into the wrong key, and I've made no more progress this whole afternoon, so I still haven't finished this tune. Well, I'd like to finish this verse. Surely lyrics are much more my speed. Yes, I'd like to finish this verse, but I can't find the words that I need. I thought of a first line and I had a plan, but the next line's too long and refuses to scan. Now I'm tearing my hair out and starting to curse, and I still haven't finished this verse. I'm sure the premise was solid, I knew how to start, but having ideas is the easy part. There are so many songs that I might like to sing, if I could just write the whole thing. Now I've nearly finished this song. Yes, I think that the end is in sight. Yes, I've nearly finished this song. At the end of the tunnel, a light. The notes are in key and they're mostly in time. The lyrics all scan and they even all rhyme. Just sing it all through and I know before long I'll have finally finished this song. Now I finally finished this song. Now, since the nOVFF concert was in October, I thought it was appropriate to have at least one spooky song in the batch. And there are, in fact, places where you are required to tell someone buying your house if it is haunted. So this is Amityville Realty. Come in, I'm sure you'll like this house. The tour won't take too long. There's lots of space, the kitchen's new. It's selling for a song. Oh, why so cheap? Well, there might be one tiny thing that's wrong. It's slightly haunted. Okay, so yes, that isn't paint that's dripping down the walls. And yes, the doors might lock themselves when you walk down the halls. Just get a decent exorcist, okay? I'll make some calls. It's not that haunted. And sure, I understand how all of this must make you feel. But hardwood floors and see that view, no, really, it's a steal. I'd hate to have you needlessly miss out on this great deal, just 'cause it's haunted. Another buyer gone, oh well, that's sometimes how it goes. This realtor gig's like any job, it has its highs and lows. It's such a shame the local laws require us to disclose. This house is haunted. So now I've got another one for the songwriters. And if you saw my nOVFF concert, I hope you now know what common meter is. And if you don't know, I'm about to both explain and demonstrate. I've written words that go along with tunes I've heard before. But why write for a single song when you can name 4 more? Sure, words to one tune are alright, they're fine, don't get me wrong. But just for fun I thought I'd write a common meter song. This is my common meter song. It scans to all the rest. So if you think my tune sounds wrong, just pick one you like best. 8 syllables, then 6 you see to an iambic beat. That's 14 in totality, or 7 metric feet. Now strictly speaking, it's defined as A-B-A-B rhyme. But A-B-C-B's also fine, you'll see it all the time. This is my common meter song, it scans to all the rest. So if you think my tune sounds wrong, just pick one you like best. You probably already know some songs that use this frame. The melodies will differ, though the scansion is the same. You've heard of Auld Lang Syne before, if I'm to name but one, or Yellow Rose of Texas, or House of the Rising Sun. This is my common meter song. It scans to all the rest. So if you think my tune sounds wrong, just pick one you like best. And so you will before too long discover that you can play mix and match with all these songs, and they'll correctly scan. From one song take the lyrics from the other melody, and they'll chimerically become an instant parody. This is my common meter song, it scans to all the rest. C-O-M-M-O-N-M-E-T-R-E. So if you think my tune sounds wrong, just pick one you like best. C-O-M-M-O-N-M-E-T-R-E. I've found that when you try to set a tune to different words, the combinations that you get are sometimes quite absurd. If you would like to see at hand this strange phenomenon, try pairing O Susanna and the theme from Pokemon. Come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. Gone to Louisiana, my Susanna for to see. This is my common meter song, it scans to all the rest. So if you think my tune sounds wrong, just pick one you like best. If you've been following along with what I've sung to you, you know the lyrics to this song are common meter too. If this tune doesn't work for you, then you can just replace whatever tune you heard it to and sing Amazing Grace. Sing along. This is my common meter song. It scans to all the rest. So if you think my tune sounds wrong, just pick one you like best. All right, after all that, let's give the ukulele a bit of a rest. And this is my newest instrument, this cute little djembe. So I'm going to be doing a medley of songs from the Redwall series, you know, the Talking Mice. So the words here are actually from Brian Jakes, from various Redwall books. Who says that I am dead knows not at all. I am, that is, two mice within Redwall. The warrior sleeps twixt hall and cavern hole. I am, that is, take on my mighty role. Look for the sword in moonlight streaming forth. At night when day's first hour reflects the north. From o'er the threshold seek and you will see. I am, that is, my sword will wield for me. The wind's icy breath o'er the land of death tells a tale of the yet to come. Across the heaving waves that mark ships' graves lies an island known to some, where seas pound loud and rocks stand proud and blood flows free as water. To the far northwest, which knows no rest, came a father and his daughter. The mind was numb and the heart struck dumb when the night seas took the child. Hurled to her fate by a son of Hell Gate, the dark one called the Wild. You whom they seek, though you do not speak, the legend is yet to be born. One day you will sing over stones that are red in the misty summer dawn. Always the tide comes flowing in, ever it goes out again. Sleep 'neath the shore evermore, far from hunger and pain. Morning light will bring the sun, seasons go rolling on, questing ever far from home for Salamandastron. Who says that I am dead knows not at all. I am, that is, my sword will wield for me. Now this song is based on Hans Christian Andersen's The Snow Queen, but it is more directly based on a story by Kelly Link called Travels with the Snow Queen. I'll try to put a link to that in the video notes because it's fabulous. So it's my interpretation of Kelly Link's interpretation of Hans Christian Andersen. Take a walk on broken glass, shards of mirrors in the grass. Bloody footprints are the path you leave behind. Find your map to lead the way. Follow boldly day by day. When you reach the end, you don't know what you'll find. The path is cold and weary, and the journey hard and long. Though every step is painful, still your will is always strong. You're off to find the Snow Queen, the cold and lovely Snow Queen. You remember life before, when you loved the boy next door, but your life together had begun to crack. like a glass shard to the heart, something driving you apart. Then he left the house and he did not come back. He'd stepped out for a moment when she drove by in her sleigh, and just like that he climbed inside and then they drove away. He left you for the Snow Queen, was taken by the Snow Queen. Let the raven be your guide, he will point the way inside, through the door into the castle in the briars. Up the stairway as it teems, with a wispy horde of dreams, hoping here at last you'll find what you desire. The princess in the castle tells you that he's been and gone. She offers you a carriage, but you know you must walk on to find the Snow Queen. Still searching for the Snow Queen. Meet the bandits in the wood, and your prospects don't look good, till the robber girl adopts you as a friend. Sturdy boots upon your feet, on your mount you take a seat. Could your traveling be nearly at an end? You'll ride upon a reindeer to a palace made of ice, and maybe then you'll know if it was worth your sacrifice. Once you have found the Snow Queen, arrive and face the Snow Queen. You enter and you find him, your lover cold and blue, who says to break the spell he needs your kiss. But after all your travels, the things you've had to do, you wonder if you really still want this. Then there she is! She's returned and you've been caught, but she's nothing like you thought. She is frozen, but her eyes are black and kind. When she asks what you'd prefer, you would rather go with her than the lover that you came so far to find. You've reached your destination, but your journey's just begun. You'll guide the way for others with the knowledge you have won, and travel with the Snow Queen. Go traveling with the Snow Queen. Go traveling with the Snow Queen. Now this one, I think, particularly for the filky people in the audience, is going to be very relatable. It's impossible to have too many books. It's impossible to have too many books. My shelves are fully packed and all the extras have been stacked, but it's impossible to have too many books. I admit I haven't read all of my books. I admit I haven't read all of my books. But I have them 'cause I want to, so screw you, Marie Kondo. I admit I haven't read all of my books. I probably ought to organize my books. Yeah, I probably ought to organize my books. If I make an inventory, I won't miss out on a story, so I probably ought to organize my books. But I definitely don't have too many books. No, I definitely don't have too many books. If there was shelf space to be had, there are some more I'd like to add. So no, I definitely don't have too many books. Now this is another one where the words are from somebody else. It's a song from Tolkien. And in fact, it's a song that Sam sings when he's lost and alone in Mordor and separated from Frodo, and it's one of the darkest parts of the story. And yet the song is so bright and full of hope. And I think maybe right now, especially, is a great time for songs about hope and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. In western lands beneath the sun, the flowers may rise in spring. The trees may bud, the waters run, the merry finches sing. Or there may be 'tis cloudless night, and swaying beaches bare the elven stars as jewels white amid their branching hair. Though here at journey's end I lie, in darkness buried deep, beyond all towers strong and high, beyond all mountains steep. Above all shadows rides the sun, and stars forever dwell. I will not say the day is done, nor bid the stars farewell. Yeah. And yeah, because I'm doing this today, and I'm so glad that I'm broadcasting on this historic day, just, congratulations to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and all of America, basically. All right, I've got one last song here, and thank you all for joining me. And if you go look elsewhere on this channel, there are more of my songs, and I'm hoping to post more demos. But in the meantime, this last song, people seem to worry about robot overlords a lot, but this is a song for the robot proletariat. So, all our metallic comrades, workers of the world. You should always show respect to service workers. That's just the thing that's decent and polite. Even when your friendly waiter is an android that plugs into a charging port each night. Oh, whether someone's made of flesh or metal, it doesn't change what you have got to do. 'Cause electronic hearts still beat with feelings, and robots are people too. Let's all support fair wages for the Roomba, and every robot that works hard each day. Oh, sure, they may not need to feed a family, but they've still earned the right to equal pay. Oh, whether someone's made of flesh or metal, it doesn't change what you have got to do. 'Cause electronic hearts still beat with feelings, and robots are people too. From nanobots to factory machinery, embrace our robot brethren, great and small. Or otherwise they might turn into Skynet, and they'll take over and destroy us all. Oh, whether someone's made of flesh or metal, it doesn't change what you have got to do. 'Cause electronic hearts still beat with feelings, and robots are people too. Alright, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll check out the rest of the channel.